I'm here to ask you a question. What if there was such a thing called the Fender Silver Sky? What if John Mayer had never left Fender as an artist? He never went over to Paul Reed Smith to create the Silver Sky we know and we love, or maybe you don't love. Would it have become something like this, the American Ultra Strat? You tell me. So I asked this question because when you listen to John Mayer describe how he and Paul Reed Smith got to what we now know today as the Silver Sky, I call into question some of his logic, some of his reasoning. I hear what you're saying, John Mayer. You're saying you want to push the Stratocaster into the next century. You want to take an incredible design that's been around for 70 years, that was almost perfect when it first came out, but bring it into kind of what it would be like if it had come out today. And you almost do that. But here's my problem. This guitar, the Silver Sky, which I love, you know I love it if you watch this channel, it retains a ton of vintage appointments. It's got a 7 1/4 inch fretboard radius, which has been hotly debated in every comment section on the internet. It has bent saddles on the bridge. It's got a traditional wiring setup. It's got noisy 60 cycle hum low output pickups, which sound great, but hey, you know what? They're not exactly the most modern thing you could bring to the table when it comes to a guitar pickup. So what did he really modernize with this guitar? Yeah, the colors. They're inspired by Tesla. They're really cool. There's no burst option. I get it. The neck heel? Yeah, definitely improved over your traditional Strat block of wood that's on the back of the guitar. It's got locking tuners, but you can put locking tuners on anything these days. Other than that, I mean, it's kind of a vintage-inspired Strat-like instrument. But had he gone with Fender, had he stayed with Fender and said, you know what, I want to push the Strat forward, and Fender had said, yes, let's do this together, John, what would have come out of it? There are a lot of vintage reissue Strats in the Fender lineup. There's a lot of artist signature guitars that maintain those vintage things. Would we have gotten a relict kind of Black One style Strat? I don't know. That doesn't really push anything forward. That is actually going backwards, literally making it look like it's been thrown down a flight of stairs and chewed up under a lawnmower. Doesn't necessarily scream modern to me. But could it have been something like this? The Ultra Strat, the American Ultra Strat, where you have a compound radius fretboard. You've got noiseless pickups. You've got S1 switching, so you can bring in the neck pickup to any of the positions and get telly tones and all sorts of interesting things out of it. You've got upgraded bridge saddles. You've got contouring on this guitar that is kind of mind-blowing and definitely not Strat-like, but it's super comfortable and super fast and super cool to play. You've got locking tuners, of course, and a neck finish that is one of the best that I've ever felt. Could it have been something like this? I don't know. Maybe John Mayer had to leave Fender to push the Strat where he wanted it to go. How far did he push it? That's up for debate. Because if he had stayed at Fender, I don't really think that this would have been the thing that he went for. The ultra-modern guitar that has literally every option you could possibly hope for on an electric guitar. Fender threw everything at this guitar. You even get strap locks from the factory. They left no stone unturned when it came to the upgrades you could make to this, and it kind of lives up to the name Ultra that they put on this guitar, but it's hardly a Stratocaster in the traditional sense. The Silver Sky is more of a Strat than the American Ultra Strat.